In this exercise, we will take a look at text area elements in HTML forms. An input element with type text creates a single row input field for users to type in information. However, there are cases where users need to write in more information, like a blog post. In such cases, instead of using an input element, we could use text area. The text area element is used to create a bigger text field for users to write more text. We can add the attributes, rows and cols to determine the amount of rows and columns for the text area. Take a look. And here is our example form with a label inside and text area element. And here is how it looks in the browser when it is rendered on the browser. In the code above, an empty text area that is 5 rows by 30 columns, so here is the cols attribute, is rendered to the page like so. So we have our label element with new blog post text inside, and then we have the text area element, which is 5 rows tall and 30 columns wide. If we wanted an even bigger text field, we could click and drag on the bottom right corner to expand it right here, in this corner right here. When we submit the form, the value of text area is the text written inside the box. So everything we write inside the box, like in this example right here, this will be sent as the value when the form is submitted. If we want to add a default value to text area, we would include it within the opening and closing tags like so. If we want some default text inside our text area element, then we should place that text between the text area tags. This code will render a text area that contains pre-filled text. In this case, it is adding default text. But don't just take our word for it. Let's test it out. Let's see the instructions for this exercise. We covered a lot of options, but users might still have other ideas. Let's make use of a text area element to give users more freedom. In section element, with a class of extra info, let's find our section element with the class extra info. So right here is our element. And okay, we have provided a label element. It is right here. Add a text area with the following attributes. So let's create our first text area element. And then that text area should have ID of extra. And the name attribute should be also extra. It should be 3 rows tall and 40 columns wide. And let's see our text area. It is right here. So it is 3 rows tall. So the height of the text area is 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And the width of the text area is 40 columns. And here is our right bottom corner where you can click and drag so you can make the text area wider and taller, also shorter and smaller. Okay, now add some default text to the created text area. You may add any text you want, but it cannot be blank. So let's add some default. Our first text area element. Click run. And you see, now we have the default pre-filled text inside of our text area. That should be all for this exercise. Let's proceed to the next one.